Welcome to Capgemini BICG University vLearning course 11G 402 on OBIEE 11G. This is day 1 and the architecture overview. I'm your virtual instructor, Thomas Dodds. Integral to understanding OBIEE is having a good handle on its architecture. And to do that, we'll start with a list of terms here. And if you would pause the player and become familiar with these terms, because as we progress throughout day 1 and 2, we will be using these terms quite often. And so to have a good handle, a good understanding of them up front will help you as we progress. Your BI domain consists of your Java components that are deployed into one or more Java containers within your WebLogic domain, and it includes your system components and their processes. It also encompasses your required configuration files, your metadata repository, and any associated infrastructure. In short, the BI domain is your system. Although the admin server is found within the WebLogic domain inside the Oracle BI domain, the admin server contains the Java components that run the admin console and the enterprise manager, otherwise known as the Fusion middleware control. And these two tools, we might say, provide us the administration power for the complete Oracle BI domain. So anything administratively that you might need to do for your Oracle BI domain, you can achieve through these two tools, the admin console and the enterprise manager or Fusion middleware control within the admin server. The managed server within the WebLogic domain is a dedicated Java virtual machine that provides your runtime environment for all your Java-based services and applications within your system. An Oracle BI domain can contain one or more managed servers, and those can be distributed across one or more physical host computers. So within the managed server, you'll have applications that are running within your BI domain, such as BI Publisher, your security model, your action framework is deployed there as well. If you were to be doing mapping and things like that, you would deploy your map viewer within the managed server. The last key component of a WebLogic domain is the node manager, and it provides your process management for all services within the administration server and any managed server. Your node manager should be running on each computer that hosts your WebLogic server instance. Whether you're running just the administration server with that WebLogic instance or whether you're running a managed server or both, you need to have the node manager running on every physical machine. And you can have two versions of that node manager. You can have them as Java based or you can have them as script based. OPMN, or the Oracle Process Manager and Notification Server, is the control mechanism for all of your BI system components. So you can start and stop your BI server, your presentation server, your scheduler. You can control the cluster controller. And these things are all controlled by the OPMN. It will allow you both local and you can do distributed management of your services. It can be run from a command line or it can be run from within your BI domain controllers, which will make calls to it. So your Fusion middleware control and your admin server. And you can also set up OPMN to monitor your processes and automatically restart them. if they should fail. Having taken a look at the architecture from a conceptual standpoint with those box diagrams, what's on the screen now is a typical, or you might say example, single instance architecture. And you'll see how all of these various components and services communicate with each other. And they communicate with each other over SOAP messages, over HTTP. And you can also notice from the diagram, and if you wish, you can pause the player at this point and take a note of the port numbers that are being used. And also keep in mind that this architecture is a very memory intensive architecture. So you're going to want to maximize your RAM on your machines, and Oracle recommends that we use a minimum of 16 gigs of RAM. Lastly, in our architecture overview, let's take a look at where typically the system installs itself on any physical machine. You end up with a Oracle Fusion middleware home, and within it you'll find the following subdirectories. You'll find a WL server, and usually the version of the server that you're using. That's your WebLogic home. You'll have a user underscore projects, which will contain all your product domains, and in which you will find your Oracle BI domain. And then you'll also see Oracle underscore BI with a an integer indicating which Oracle home, and that contains your BI binary files. And so on the screen you can see how these are laid out. Your WebLogic, user projects, and Oracle BI home are all stored underneath or as children of your Fusion middleware home.